I just need you to see it one time so that you can have something that you're desiring, something that you're working towards. I said, okay, I trust you, okay? I trust you. I got you. I'm going to upgrade it. I upgraded it, y'all. I didn't even know at this time. You can get Wi-Fi in the air. So if you got an iPhone and my wife got an iPhone, I was talking to my wife in the air. She was like, babe, what you doing? I was like, nothing, 30,000 feet right now, probably over Indiana or something like that. Y'all, it was ridiculous. I didn't know it. And then I started to experience life different. And here's the thing. It's nothing wrong with flying coach. He said it only became a problem when you fly coach and you don't desire first class or business class, because then that's when you're starting to settle. And he said, Jeff, I don't want you to settle. I want you to be grateful. I want you to have some gratitude for where you are, but I don't want you to settle. I said, okay, I'm not going to settle. I started to expose myself to different things, y'all. I started to get some experience. In entrepreneurship, you know what I realized in entrepreneurship? A lot of people want to get paid right away. But in entrepreneurship, it's going to take you a little while before you start getting paid. I'm reading this book called Atomic Habits by James Clear, one of my favorite books, like immediately went into like my top 2 books of life in all time. In this book, he described there's this photography class, okay? In this photography class, there are 2 groups in the photography class. One group is the quantity group, okay? This just means that if you take 100 pictures, you'll get an A+ in the class. Seems easy, right? The other group was the quality group. This group, he said, you got to take 1 perfect picture and you'll get an A+ in the class. So semester goes on. Each one of the groups are set out to do their work. Now, here's what he noticed that was interesting. The quantity group that had to take 100 pictures, they went out and they tried stuff. They went out, they played with lighting, they played with exposure, they played with different adjustments, they played with landscape and portrait mode, they played with a whole bunch of different angles and all of these different things. And what happened was, because they were scheduled to, or they were responsible for taking 100 pictures, what he noticed was that they were progressively getting better with each one of the pictures that they were taking, because they were out and they were experimenting and they were practicing. What he noticed about the quality group didn't submit 1 photo between any of them. The reason being is because they were so mentally paralyzed with producing a perfect image that they never even took an image. They were chasing perfection on something when they should have just been practicing something. Y'all, a lot of us, we don't move because we're chasing perfection. We're chasing perfection. And here's what I want to tell you all. I want you to fail. I want you to fail fast. And I want you to fail often. Because the more you fail, the faster you fail, and the more often you fail, the more you'll learn different ways that it didn't work. Thomas Edison said, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I found 10,000 ways that didn't work. When I started in the speaking industry, I failed. I didn't fail. I learned what I need to do so that it won't work. The last thing that I'll tell you all about experience, I heard this story one time and I thought this was like an amazing story. Dang, what was it? He was a mechanic. He was a mechanic. This rich guy had this big giant yacht. He had this big giant yacht, and for some reason he couldn't get the engine to start on this yacht. And so he called every single mechanic all around town until he finally heard about this one older gentleman, and he said, hey, bring him in. So the older gentleman, he comes in, he's got his little bag, okay, and he explains to him what happens. The engine won't start. I've called everybody, they tried everything. And the older mechanic, more experienced mechanic, he stuck his ear up to it, and he said, okay, I think I know what it is.